Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market positions for May the 25th, 2011. Now, our first position for tonight is going to be in the foreign exchange market, specifically the US Canadian currency pair. Now, we've had a little bit of a consolidation period on this currency pair, but we can see we have very firm support sitting at 96.74, 97.19, and 97.51 with a close of 97.66. Now, depending on what happens with commodity prices, this pair is likely to push through that 98 level and push potentially back towards parity in the days and weeks ahead. It's a very strong possibility, but I don't dispute it's in a very significant downtrend here. But usually when we're in such a long moving trend like this on the downside, we have a significant period of retracement. So for now, Vantage Point's been very accurate forecasting this most recent move up off the 95.50 level. So I think we've got some pretty decent support, and I would continue buying down into these levels. Now, we're getting a little bit overbought here, but we still, in my opinion, have room to move. Predicted short, medium, and long-term difference, a little bit of a concern. Now, the key support, 96.74. Also want to point out here, looking at the short-term crossover from Vantage Point. Now, the short-term crossover you can see is still crossing over to the upside despite a consolidation period. Medium-term crossover, a couple of weeks old now, so a little bit of a retracement is possible. And our long-term crossover, same situation. So from here, what we want to do now is go into our daily report. We've identified that critical support level in the 96.74 area. So now what we're doing is looking for tomorrow's potential daily range. Now, looking at this, we can see we have 97.24, 97.96. 97.24 is a very reasonable entry point. Stops are going to be down in the 96.50 area to stay out of that broker radar, and just in case we get a little bit more of a spike out of the commodities, because we're seeing a little bit of a corrective move on silver and on crude oil. Gold remains in an uptrend, but again, crude oil and silver not really supportive of a bullish move at present. So that's our first position for tomorrow. Now, our second position for tonight is going to be in the stock market, specifically the SunOpta-STKL. Now, this stock here, you remember we were buying this several weeks ago. This was a recommended position. We got a nice push off this $7 area. Our triple EMA cross is still in place. 742 is the key level of support, followed by 757 and 768. We've closed the week out at 770. Now there's a dual play here. We can continue to buy on a dip and look for a move back to the $8, which I also like, and also a short sell is probably not that bad of an idea up towards that $8 mark. So we've got somewhat of a dual play that we can look at here. Now, our predicted MACD, predicted true strength indicator, all crossing the trigger to the upside. We're not quite in overbought territory, so I still kind of like this stock from the long perspective. But again, I'm also looking at a potential short sell in that $8 range. So now that we've identified, looking at the crossover, we have some pretty good support building down there. Now, with support fairly firm in the 742 area, this makes a decent long entry still. We have 760 as the low, 777 as the high. So what we're going to be doing is looking for a very small move on this particular stock. We're going to be looking for buy positions. Now, 760, I think we're going to push a little bit lower than that tomorrow. We've got the equity markets are still a little bit shaky. So again, we're looking at somewhere between 757 and 742 as our entry point, and we'll stay with our recommended high. Now, looking at our crossovers here, short-term crossover is showing a little bit of volatility to the downside. The medium and the long-term crossover are both supportive of this stock moving still a little bit higher, and this has held up quite well. This stock has held up very well actually compared to some of the other stocks during the Euro crisis and everything. But for now, I would prefer to stay long on this particular stock. Again, we're going to be looking, we're going to average it out, say around 748, 750 area. We're going to be buying, and then we're going to be looking for a move towards that $8 mark again. Now again, that's 50 cents may not sound like much, but it actually is a pretty big move. It's about a 7% move on a small stock like this, so it is still quite attractive. So those are the market positions for May the 25th, 2011. And again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com.